past, because of cancer, I did a DNA test. It is actually that acceptance that Taiwanese have with foreigners, because I've never even really heard of Taiwan. They expect you to blend and be one of them. Whereas in Taiwan, they're not so much doing so. Have to be together and not be torn apart like how America is now. It was a shocker. It feels like my whole life has been a lie. Taiwanese tend to do so much for people and go out of the way for people, because I feel like I don't know myself anymore. I love Taiwan, and honestly, it would be a shame if something were to happen to Taiwan.
Hi， 大家好，欢迎来 Welcome to Taiwan。今天我们跑去到台北 to have a chat with our Canadian Taiwanese friend. And before we start, please don't forget to click the subscription button, like the video, help us share if you can. And remember, if you like the video, you have an option to hype the video. Help us hype this video so more and more people can see the video.
I'm Simon Luke. I actually am from Canada, and I have a business called One ID in Taiwan. I established it last year when I came to Taiwan the first time. And I actually loved Taiwan when I came, so that's why I thought of just staying, and that's why I established the business, and I've been here in and out ever since.
Let's go back memory lane a little bit. Why do you choose to come to Taiwan?
Believe it or not, I'm half Taiwanese, and I never really knew I was actually half Taiwanese until a DNA test shows that. So I actually wanted to see the real thing, because I've never even really heard of Taiwan until that time, and so I came here and I loved it right away.
All right, talking about love, something that I love deeply that I would like to share with you wonderful viewers is the Emma Hybrid mattress. If you sleep on your back or stomach, tend to sweat easily, often tossed or turn at night, the German-made Emma Hybrid mattress is perfect for you. Its elasticity and support comes from a 5-layer hybrid structure, combining vertically aligned pocket springs with multiple layers of functional memory foam. The layers of memory foam and high-density foam release pressure points across your body, allowing for full relaxation. At the core is a 7-zone pocket spring design. It is softer and sensitive in areas like your hip and shoulders, and firmer under your lower back for that added support. This ergonomic structure maintains your spine's natural curvature, preventing sagging and misalignment. Great for alleviating and preventing back pain. The outer cover is made of moisture-wicking breathable fabric, ensuring you stay dry and comfortable all night long. The Emma Hybrid mattress also excels in motion isolation thanks to its combination of vertically aligned springs with high-density memory foam layers. Each spring is independently encased, allowing you to absorb pressure independently without transferring motion across the bed. The upper memory foams absorb micro vibration. When I bounce on one side, the glass of water on the other barely moves. Even if your partner turns over or gets up at night, you won't be disturbed. And the value for money is incredible. European mattresses of the same quality cost around 50 to 60,000 NT dollars. But during the Black Friday sales, you can get the German-made Emma mattress for just under 30,000 NT dollars. Emma is also one of Europe's most popular mattress brands, having won the Stiftung Warentest rating for multiple consecutive years, and has been chosen by multiple media outlets as the best hybrid mattress. It's a brand trusted for its quality and reputation. Right now, Emma's official website is having its Black Friday promotion with 50% off on all products. Use my discount code and you have an extra 10% off. Best of all, Emma offers a 100-night home trial. If you're not satisfied, you get a full refund, getting a good night's sleep for just over 40% of the original price. Now, that's a deal you shouldn't miss. All right, back to Simon. You never knew you are half Taiwanese.
Yeah.
Why? You didn't have your parents around when you grow up?
I never really thought much, because my parents don't speak a lot of things about themselves, and the language they speak are mostly Western languages like Dutch, German, French, and English, and that's the only things they ever spoke. And so I'm like for me, for instance, I don't even know any other language except for English because I never spoke or was taught other languages except for French in Canadian school, right? And even that, because I don't practice a lot, I lost that language skills. And so, and so after they passed, because of cancer, I did a DNA test because I wanted to make sure I don't have the DNA. I want to make sure I don't have the DNA for the cancer. And yeah, I don't have the DNA, but that's the surprise I get. It's because I never knew of the Taiwanese linkage until then. Pretty
And
much.
how do you feel knowing that, oh, I have some Taiwanese in me?
It was a shocker. It feels like my whole life has been a lie because I never knew. Otherwise, I only knew we are fourth generation removed. But at the same time, I'm not sure removed from where or anything like that. I never really asked either. Right? So yeah.
You kind of have that look, a little bit of some Asian look in you. So how are you being received? How are you being treated here in Taiwan?
My other half is Korean. So when I went to Korea to work before I knew I was half Korean as well, they always talk to me in Korean. And when I came to Taiwan, they always speak to me in Chinese. And so that's why I felt a little bit overwhelmed, to be honest, because someone who is one of them and yet kind of accepted as one of them, I feel like I don't know myself anymore. I don't even know any relatives either here. So yeah.
Do you have maybe friends of your parents that are still alive, maybe that could tell you a little bit about?
They are not one of those people that would speak a lot about Taiwan. And honestly, they're actually never been to Taiwan. I don't think they've been to Taiwan. So that's why I don't know how to even connect if I even wanted to.
His links will be in the description below. Get in touch and probably can help him find his root in Taiwan.
Oh yes, please. I really need to know who I am.
How was it like growing up in a Western culture when you don't purely look like them?
I actually never had issues until when I grew up and I noticed I'm different, which is surprisingly naive in many ways, because I always felt integrated into the society. I never really felt different than anybody. But it's interestingly enough, only in the recent years where I felt out of place because of the recent developments in the American side, where Trump was very aggressive in their stance of migrants causing issues. And it kind of spread to the Canadian side as well. And so I was actually forced to face that reality that I am not really one of Canadians per se, and I was seen as a migrant. That being said, the question to me is like, if you're Caucasian, you're looked at as expats, but as other races, they're looked at migrants. And that to me makes me feel that we will never be accepted in other places except from where you come from, which is a sad thing in my opinion.
You said since you came to Taiwan, you love it here. What are some of the things that make you love this place? You could go to Japan since you have...
It is actually that acceptance that Taiwanese have with foreigners. If you go to Korea, if you go to Japan, they expect you to blend and be one of them. Whereas in Taiwan, they're not so much doing so. They are more accepting of people of different colors, different religions, different backgrounds. And that's how I feel is the difference between Taiwan and other Asian countries sometimes. They're more kind of Southeast Asian maybe, but maybe not either. But at the same time, they're very progressive in terms of their governance. Their health industry is amazingly good. And honestly, they are very competent in many fields. And that's why I feel like Taiwan is actually a good place to actually be at. If you look at other nations that is stable in Asian countries like Singapore, it's way too expensive, difficult to live, and it's harder to find jobs as well. So when you look at overall view of Taiwan, it's very positive in many ways. And so that's the kind of thing that I need to adjust because they're community-based and they try to help you as they can.
One ID, what do you do exactly?
It's a security company that actually positively identifies who you are online. So any transactions you make with One ID is very secure, and you definitely know who you're talking with in the cyber world. And we identified that anonymity is the problem why people tend to even want to even look or think of scamming. Is because they know they are probably able to get away with it, not being able to be identified positively. Yeah. So let me tell you a little bit about the scams in Canada, where phone calls or emails would come, and they are saying that they are from the Canadian Revenue Agency, and you owe taxes, and you're gonna go to jail unless you pay. And so a lot of people, of course, are not really wanting to even break the law, so they pay and not knowing they're just scams.
In Taiwan, have you ever come across a case of scamming since
Many.
you established this?
Many cases, especially when you go to Facebook Marketplace, and because transactions mostly happen on the way that they deliver the products and you pick it up in 7-Elevens or Family Marts, a lot of times these scammers will send a box that like the size is similar to the real thing, the weight is similar to the real thing, but when you open it, it's probably something else. And I actually was doing testing on these things and found that about 70 to 80%, if you're not gonna meet in person, are scams. So to me, it's like there must be a better way to identify people rather than just meeting each other, especially when you have a big country like Taiwan where it's hard to just be able to meet. So that's what happens.
Do you have anything else to tell Taiwanese people?
I love Taiwan, and honestly, it would be a shame if something were to happen to Taiwan. And I made a lot of Taiwanese friends, good friends, and I honestly want to be able to say, it's like we just need to be able to work together and understand that we just need to be strong. And if something happens, it happens. But if it doesn't happen, we just have to be together and not be torn apart like how America is now.
Would you want to be a Taiwanese, get a Taiwanese passport?
I would love to. I mean, my friends actually told me I could because I can look in the family tree. But the problem, like I said, is that being born as a Simon Luke, it's almost impossible to find my family tree because I don't even know what's my original Chinese name.
Thank you very much for giving us your time, sharing your life experience living in Taiwan and in Canada, and hope you're able to find your route and continue to enjoy your stay here in Taiwan.
Thank you so much for having me.
Gansia ni sokan yo sihuan bu sihuan. Go to the comment section and let us know what part of the video we can improve. And see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.